Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So in this video, we will learn about technique of differentiation, which is product rule. So when we need product rule or when we need technique of differentiation. Okay, so technique of differentiation ni diperlukan bila kita tak boleh differentiate the function directly. Okay. So, ada keadaan kita memerlukan technique of differentiation. So, the first technique is product rule. So, when we want to use product rule, bila kita ada a multiplication between two function. Okay. Multiplication between two functions. Okay. So, two functions can be anything lah. For example, a polynomial with a trigonometric function, or polynomial with a ln, or polynomial with exponential function. Okay. And if you have, like, say, polynomial with polynomial. Okay, so in this case, you have an option. Either you want to expand and direct differentiate, or you want to use product rule because it's still a multiplication of two functions. Okay, so you can also have from exponential function with a trigonometric function. Exponential multiplied by trigo. Okay, so any combination from LOPET. What is LOPET? Ln, polynomial, exponent, trigo. So if you have a multiplication between these two functions, then you can use product rule. Okay, so how this product rule works? Okay, so first, when you're given a two function, you have to let two variable. Okay, so let as u and also as v. Okay, so how we want to choose whether which function nak jadi u, which function nak jadi v. So the answer is it can be both, either one. Okay, you can choose the first one to be u, the second one to be v, or you can also choose the first one to be v, the second one to be u. Can. Okay, why both are accepted? Because it's a multiplication. Okay, so mana-mana pun boleh. Okay, cuma practice, okay, untuk memudahkan. The first function kita let sebagai u, and the second function kita let sebagai v. Okay, so when you have u and v, the next step is you have to differentiate each function correspondingly. Okay, then we will apply product rule. Okay, so dy dx is equals to u dv dx plus v du dx, or you can also write in this form. Dy dx, so y prime is equals to uv prime plus v u prime. Okay, so substitute into this formula and we simplify. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. So as you can see here in this example, we have a few example that involve that you can use product rule to solve lah. Okay, so the first one is a combination between polynomial and polynomial. But can you differentiate this directly? Yes, you can. Macam mana? You expand. Okay, expand and you differentiate. Boleh. Okay, tapi boleh bila masa you nak tahu. So if can expand, do we need product rule? So dia tak wajib lah. Okay, tapi kalau soalan dah mention, okay, you have to use product rule, then you have to use product rule lah. If not, then it's up to you. You can choose. Okay, so for B, dia hanya ada satu function. Okay, so which one will be your u and which one will be your v? Sebab hanya ada satu kat sini. So you kena tengok. Okay, so this is square. Kan? So maksud dia apa? Maksudnya function ni ada dua kali. Okay, so y equals to the first one, the second one. So inside here is the same function. Okay, so here is combination of polynomial and exponent, polynomial with trigo. Okay, so okay, as for this one, can we expand? Do we need to expand? Okay, so the answer is if by expanding you didn't have to use technique of differentiation, then you expand. Okay, kalau lah bila awak expand, contoh yang ni, bila you expand, you tak perlu pakai teknik, you boleh direct, so you expand lah. Tapi for this case, contoh for this case, even if you expand, okay, kalau you expand this function, you akan dapat 3x e2x tolak e2x. You see here, you still have a multiplication between two function. So level dia sama je, susah dia kan. So in this case, do we need to expand? No, we don't need to expand. Okay, so from here you can just directly use product rule. Okay, so in my lecture now, I already discussed example C and D. So now in this video, I try to verify lah. I mean, kita cuba untuk varietikan example lah. Okay, so nak verify boleh tak kita pakai product rule kat sini. Okay, so we discuss for A and F. Okay, so A, so y is equals to 4x squared plus 2 times 3x cubed minus 1. Okay, so the first step adalah kita kena cari apa kita punya u and v kan. So u is equals to 4x squared plus 2, v is equals to 3x cubed minus 1. The second step, apa yang kita buat? Kita differentiate this function and also this function. Okay, so differentiate u with respect to x, so you will have du dx or u prime, which is equals to, so 4 constant kan, so kita keluar kan. Okay, so this is differentiate polynomial with power n, so n ke depan. Okay, x, so power tolak 1, and differentiate constant will give you 0, so you will get 8x. Okay, so same goes for this one, you will get 9x squared. Okay, so the next step adalah apply into formula. So y prime is equals to u v prime plus v u prime. Okay, so substitute. So what is your u? 4x squared plus 2, v prime is 9x squared plus v 3x cubed minus 1 multiplied by 8x. Perlu tak buat dalam bracket ni? Ya, perlu. Okay, sebab apa? Ada yang melibatkan satu function je, ada yang ada operation dalam ni. So to make it not confusing, so you have to have the bracket. So you tahu ni mewakili u, ni v prime, ni v, ni u prime. Okay, so the next step adalah kita cuba expand and simplify. Okay, so cara nak expand dia adalah, so setiap function ni kita kena darabkan dengan 9x squared. So same goes for this one. Okay, so you will get y prime is equals to, so 9 darab 4, 36. Okay, x multiplied by x. Okay, x multiplied by x. So what happened? Power ni kita tambah. Okay, so you akan dapat 36 x kuasa 4 tambah 18 x kuasa 2 tambah, so 8 kali 3 24 x kuasa 4 tolak 8x. Okay, kenapa dekat sini kuasa 4? Sebab ni kuasa 3, ni kuasa 1 kan. So x multiply by x, so power ni kita tambah, so dapat 4. Can we still simplify? So kita tengok ada tak term yang sama. Okay, apa tu term yang sama? So you tengok kat sini. So this is x power 4. So ada lagi tak x power 4? So this is x power 4. So can you simplify? Boleh lah kan? So ni tambah kan? So apa yang akan dapat? Nampak 10, 60. X kuasa 4 tambah 18x squared tolak 8x. Okay, so this will be your last answer. Okay, so this is how product rule works. Okay, this is the simplest example how I can explain lah. Okay, so let's try more difficult one. Okay, which is F. Okay, so let's try F. 2x cubed tambah 5x multiply by cos 4x. Okay, so as for this example, what will be the first step will be, so what is your u? So u is equals to 2x cubed plus 5x. V is equals to cos 4x. Okay, next step adalah kita nak differentiate. So u prime is equals to, so try to differentiate and you will get 6x squared plus 5. Remember, when involve polynomial, bila kita differentiate, power ni mesti berkurang 1. 3 jadi 2. 1 jadi kosong sebab tu tak ada. Okay? Kalau lah you differentiate and you see your power ni sama ataupun makin bertambah, so your differentiation ni must be wrong. Okay, that is how you want to check lah. Okay, so the next one is V prime. So differentiate cos will give you negative sin 4x. Then what you need to do is multiply by, so you need to differentiate benda dalam ni kan. So you akan dapat 4. Okay, so remember here. Can you multiply this 4 inside here? No, cannot. Okay, sebab 4x ni adalah argument untuk sin. So you tak boleh simply nak darab masuk dalam ni. Salah. Okay, so you can just write like this. Negative 4 sin 4x. Okay, so now we substitute into formula, which is y prime is equals to u v prime plus v u prime. Okay, so this one is equals to, okay, 2x cubed tambah 5x darabkan dengan negative 4 sin 4x plus, so your v is cos 4x. I put it down here lah. Okay, cos 4x multiply by 6x squared plus 5. Okay, so when you substitute, you try to simplify, expand and simplify. Okay, so you will get the answer is equals to, so negative 8x cubed sin 4x minus 20x sin 4x plus 6x squared cos 4x plus 5 cos 4x. Okay, so in this case you tak boleh nak simplify apa-apa sebab tak ada term yang sama, because here you ada x cube sin 4x, here you only have x sin 4x, so benda yang tak sama, so tak boleh lah kan. Okay, so same goes for this one. This is x squared cos 4x, but this one is x cos 4x, so you just leave this answer lah. Okay, so you leave this answer. Okay, so as for your attendance for this topic, I want you to do D, okay, to do for D and upload in e-learning as your attendance. Okay, so I'll see you in my next video on the second technique of differentiation. Okay, and please try to complete example 1 and exercise 1 for you to master in product rule. Okay, so that's all. See you in my next video. Bye.